What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of We Run This. I am Chris Illuminati. With me, as always, is Nick Domingo. Nick, what's up, my friend?
Not much, my dude. How are you?
I'm doing good. Actually, funny thing, I'm going to be going for a run in about an hour.
There you go.
In the dark on a trail.
Ooh. So how do you handle that situation? Because obviously it's happening everywhere. And I'm trying to have to run in the daytime after lunch. So how are you dealing with the night running now?
I try not to do it as much. This is just a run group that meets every week, and we used to meet at 6 when there was sunlight. Then we were doing 5. For some reason tonight it pushed back to 6, and it's going to be legit dark. It's really not so bad when if there's 5 or 6 of us and we all have lights on and we all have you can follow the sounds and you can follow the movements. And I'm usually never in the front just because that's how that happens. So when you see people running in front of you and you see the way they move, you're kind of like, okay, there's probably something that they dodged out of the way right there. So I should watch that there's going to be a trunk. I mean, you never know what you're going to trip over, but there's enough light and movement that you can kind of move your way around for the trail runs. For the street runs, I know you had a issue last week where you almost bit it 3 times.
Yeah, dude. Big time.
I feel like there's more problems on roads and stuff. The trails, you're kind of ready for it. But I feel in your mind on a road, you think it should be flat and you think everything should be fine. So you kind of let your guard down. And that's when you just fucking bite it and lose it.
Yeah. So I don't wear a headlamp. Do you wear a headlamp?
Yeah. Well, in trail, if I was running outside, if I was running on the street at night, probably not.
Yeah, see, I've never worn a headlamp. I've worn a flashy thing just for other cars to see me. But, the article that you're referencing that I wrote last week about running in the dark, I mean, last Thursday I went for a run in Seattle, when you have the wet mixed with the fallen leaves, mixed with the shitty pavement, and it's all uneven. I mean, you can twist your ankle, sprain your ankle, ACL. I mean, 4 times on the run, I almost bit it hardcore. So to what I said earlier, I'm trying to get out now during the day after lunch just to try and sneak in when it's still at least a little bit light out. So kudos to you, man, because getting out there when it's dark, it's not only hard to motivate yourself to do it, but it's not easy to do when you're doing it.
Well, I haven't done one in the complete dark yet. This is going to be my first complete dark one. If something goes wrong, I probably won't do it again.
Yeah. Well, knock on wood that everything goes smoothly.
I also recently just got health insurance back, so that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're now I can do it. I mean, it's cool.
I'm serious. There was points where we would do things on these runs. There's this one part of the run, and everybody jokes about it, where the long way is to go all the way down this trail and come back. The short way is to walk across this log that's always slippery and stuff that goes. I'm like, dude, no, because I'll fall, I'll break an ankle, and it'll cost me $7,000. I'm gonna go the long way around.
That's smart. That is smart.
But now I'm gonna handstand over it. Now that I have health insurance, I'm gonna be woo, and jumping around. And,
this shit, man.
Yeah,
$25
copay. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's break some ankles.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
But it's funny that's a good transition for us because we talked to one side runner, Mike and Makenna Myler, and the reason we're talking to them is because if anyone didn't see their story a couple weeks ago, they went viral because Mike bet Makenna, who was 9 months pregnant, that she could not run an 8-minute mile. Makenna ran a 5-minute 22-second mile. Was that what it was?
I think she said 5:25,
which is sick.
Yeah.
Not to mention she's 9 months pregnant. And
it blows my mind.
The story went nuts, and I have my feelings about why I think it went nuts on the internet. You tell me what you think, and I'll give you my kind of bird's eye view of why.
I mean, for me, dude, it's just the fact that you've got a woman doing something when she's pregnant, and she's singing it to her husband, which is kind of the way things go viral. I mean, right? We've been in this business long enough. If you've got the wife getting the best of the husband and she's pregnant.
Yes.
I mean, that shit blows up, man. And in Mike and McKenna's case, absolutely did.
Yeah,
I love their story.
Yeah, and they took it great too. But I absolutely agree with you. The pregnant woman running the 5:25 mile is ridiculously impressive. The fact that her husband bet her $100 that she couldn't and destroyed the 8-minute time, like that's what made it go super viral.
Oh, dude, if she would have done like 7:55 and they bet like 8, impressive. Like no one can say shit. Right. She crushes it by almost 2.5 or over 2.5 minutes. Like that is insane. And as you and I have talked about, like I know I've never run a 5:25 mile. She did it with a baby inside of her. Like, yes. As someone who has 2 sisters and obviously my mom, like, dude, women, man, they're fucking superheroes.
Don't bet them.
Guys, be nice to your mom and your sisters and your wife and all that.
Yeah, don't bet them because they will screw you.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing we should mention going into this interview, we had some slight technical hiccups. There was a little bit of a delay on their end. So if you hear Nick or I ask them a question and then there's a little bit of a delay, there's nothing wrong with your iPod or your phone or anything like that. It's just they were having some technical difficulties. So they will eventually get around to the answer, but not an immediate conversation like we're expecting.
Or more importantly, if you hear Chris or I tell a joke and there's no laughter, there's no delay. The joke just wasn't funny. So either way, there's going to be a little bit of a delay in some of their responses.
That too. Nick, I giggle at our jokes. I under my breath giggle at our jokes.
I do too. I think we're 2 funny guys, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Who should never run a pregnant mile, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's hop right in with our interview with Mike and Makenna Myler.
Come on.
This is Nick. This is a first on the We Run This podcast. And one of our guests is actually running into the podcast.
Keep running.
I mean, this is like action shot right here. I mean, I feel like we need to try this. We should do a podcast while we're running, Chris.
We should do a podcast while
we're
all running.
Every day.
Hi, Makenna. So I should say we're here with Mike.
Sorry.
Hi, Makenna. So I wanted to ask.
Sneak away. Oh, hi.
I wanted to ask before the podcast started. It's Myler, right? The last name?
Very sweaty.
Can you guys hear me? No, you can't. Okay.
Ask one more time.
All right. So your last name, it's pronounced Myler, right?
Oh gosh.
It's okay. This is actually like this. This is like a West Wing type opening, Nick.
I like it is. Podcast. Like we're going into the office with Michael Scott right now.
Yeah. Ask that guy back there if he wants to be on the podcast too. Did you see him?
Yeah.
The he run? Guy?
Careful, you.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out the speakers now.
We had you a minute ago.
This is exceptional production.
I'm gonna stretch a little bit while you guys.
Sure, go for it.
Waiting.
I don't think we're waiting.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear us?
Okay, yeah, we're all good now.
Nice. Well, okay, so we said many things while you guys could not hear us, so maybe we should probably catch you up to speed of what we were saying. One, it felt like we were on an episode of The West Wing.
Yeah, we can just
It felt like we were on an episode of The West Wing because you guys were like,
we delivered a baby.
Yeah. And then number 2, the guy that's working on the building back there, can we get him to be on the podcast?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna grab him right now.
Yeah.
He looked like a hardcore runner from what I could see for the 2 seconds we passed him.
I'm trying to be.
He did.
Oh,
he did.
I thought you said me.
He is, yeah.
I'm sorry, the internet's lagging.
Yeah, we've got some type of sick delay. Like Is it the internet? Is it our internet? Is it your internet?
I feel like it's
Well,
their internet.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you guys getting a delay from us?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go to your chat.
Um,
We're gonna chat.
we're in the chat. Oh yeah, I mean we can hear you.
Yeah, we heard that.
We can hear you, but you're.
So when we last left off, it was funny because Nick and I would ask a question, and we would be done, and for a good 10 seconds, you guys were like, and then like waiting for the answer, and like there was a huge delay. So
Sorry.
It's like we're reporting on some bombing in Syria or something.
yeah, like
Back to you, Chris.
you should have a big satellite on your head or something. So my original question was your last name. It's Myler, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Myler.
but I mean, it's pronounced Myler, like running, like miles.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems like a stage name. Is that a stage name for
Yeah.
running?
One of the first people to pick up on that, which is so shocking, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel brilliant. We should stop the podcast right now. Nick, let's
Yeah,
stop right now.
done. We're the most brilliant. Well, you are the most brilliant person
Well,
on the planet.
we're a team. We could say it was us. I'll pretend you told me too.
Yeah. I'll give that. I'll take that. I'll take the credit.
When you guys need to start applying for the Genius Fellow Grant or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I already put out the application. So the reason we're having you guys on, we might as well skip right to that. You guys you're married. Congratulations, you just had a baby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's the baby?
Oh, she's awesome.
Okay. And
How many miles has she run so far since birth?
Actually, she's only ran 2.
In the stroller.
I'm assuming you guys have like jogging strollers.
Yes. Yeah, we got a jogging stroller, which was awesome.
Does the miles inside your stomach count?
Oh, if we're counting that, we might have to break out the Garmin app.
So another question, because I'm a parent, how are you guys doing?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
She's had her moments, some real pointy moments, but generally we started her on sleep scheduling or sleep training like 3 days after.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gotten the hang of it like pretty well. We're sleeping like 7. She's not sleeping all the way through the night, but we're sleeping like 7 to 8 hours a night still.
Yeah, we get like 3 or 4 hour stretches still, so it's doable.
Nice. You guys have this parenting thing down. You also, based off your story, have this whole running thing down. Kind of tell the whole story here. Mike, you like challenged McKenna to run to try and beat, what was it, like 8 or 9 miles while she was pregnant? Like, tell us what went on here and how she like beasted this thing.
Yeah, so I was an idiot at the beginning of the pregnancy. I thought one, her level of physicality would drop like to further than it ever has, which it did not prove to do. And secondly, that her motivation would drop. And that was not the case either. So in the second month of pregnancy, I was like, there's no way like a 9-month pregnant woman is going to be able to run 8-minute mile. And so,
and to be fair, we both thought my
right.
Like my decline would be pretty steady.
Yeah, it wasn't like McKenna was not going to be able to do this. It was like a pregnant woman should not be able to do this. So I was like, I bet you $100 you won't run an 8-minute mile in 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, and I was like, I think that I can maybe break 7 minutes. So I mean, it's not like we thought I'd be where I was by 9 months. Neither of us.
And then fast forward, what was the actual mile time?
Yeah, so then we forgot about the challenge, to be honest. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to go run that mile?" And so we did, and I ended up running a 5:25 with some of my teammates with the club I used to run with. So,
Mike, you
Yeah.
really needed that $100, huh? You're like, hey, let's go run that mile.
Yeah.
At that point, I knew that she would be well under 8 minutes. I was like, "You want to make a quick 100?" But we share a bank account anyway, so screw it.
That's true.
That's
Now-
smart. That's the way to do a bet. From now on, just be like, I'll bet you $1,000 you can't do this. Oh shit, I lost. Like,
My
well, I
entire-
guess you're treating me to dinner this month. Smart man, actually. I mean, not smart to challenge her, but smart to bet her out of the same bank account. So I commend you on that.
Shoot, we got the lag.
Oh no. Did you guys meet through running? Like, how did you guys meet?
Kind of, not really. We met at a climbing gym through a mutual friend, but we both went to the same school. And he was coaching the women's gymnastics team, and I was running track and field. And so we'd work out in the same weight room all the time. And so we kept running into each other. And finally, our first date was actually going on a run.
It was also still while she had a boyfriend.
Okay.
Boom.
That's-
Just got juicy. Just got juicy.
Okay, wait, yeah, back us up on this one. So the blame is well, wait. So Mike, you asked her out? Mike, did you ask her out?
No, I didn't ask her out. I told her that I had just started running, and that I was capable of doing like 8 miles, and she was like, "Oh, we should go run." I was like, yeah, we should.
Oh, okay. So this
Yeah.
is all McKenna's fault, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So she had a boyfriend. She was like, asked this random guy to go for a run. And then, oh my God, thank God. Usually it's the guy's fault.
Okay, no, hold on.
I have integrity.
Yeah.
No,
And
it was
then,
like it was a casual run. Like
Yeah.
we were just out as friends, and
And then I broke up with my boyfriend.
then
And
After
then
you
we
got
went on
back
another
to
run.
You basically said, I met this
That's
guy
kind
named
of how
Mike, and he's awesome at running, and you're not. So I'm going to just stick with this guy who I just ran with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how I feel about all of these situations. It ends with marriage and a kid, so you're okay.
Thank
Like,
you.
that gives you a free pass. Like if you dumped your boyfriend and you guys only dated for a little bit, then maybe you'd be kind of, but I mean, it's got a good ending. And plus Mike lost $100 out of it. So that's really the best part of the whole thing.
Yep, it was a great ending.
that's the last chapter to our book, probably.
So let's walk back to after the bet. Like McKenna, did you really hang on to it in your head?
This lag is so bad.
Like-
Oh, shoot.
We missed your joke.
It's okay.
The lag was
Most
bad.
people do. Most people miss it. Did you train for the pregnancy thing? I mean, for the running thing?
Oh, I mean, I was just training so that I could continue running pretty quickly after I gave birth.
Mhm.
So it wasn't specifically for the mile. I was more just training to feel good and try and keep what fitness I had like gained before.
Mhm.
And then the mile was just an added bonus.
Well, I mean, I've never carried a child around
You haven't?
outside of just my nephew in my arms. But I've never run a 5:25 mile either. So, and like, talk about where you pushed yourself to do that. I mean, you said you could maybe think that you could do it in 7, and here you are doing it like a minute and a half under that. So like, how did you push yourself?
Oh, well, I was thinking in the second month of my pregnancy that maybe I would do it in 7. By the time we had kind of got around to that mile, I had been doing long runs still, like 90-minute runs. I did some tempos with my team, which is just like a faster pickup at like 6-minute pace. And so I hadn't really ran 5:25 pace. So it was a little bit of a shot in the dark, but I'd been able to hit that pretty easily in workouts before I was pregnant. So I thought I would give it a try. I honestly, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
And crushed it.
Mike, at any point while she was doing this, did you kind of say to her, maybe this isn't the best idea since you're pregnant?
You think I would say that? But
You're trying to distract her so she didn't get that $100, right?
right, yeah. I maybe should have said it. Here comes the baby, by the way.
Oh, nice.
I maybe should have said it, but the doctors kept telling us otherwise, and so if doctor says yeah, I say yeah. We were in close enough contact with our doctors, and they knew enough about the situation that they could give her the go ahead. And nothing ever, like throughout her pregnancy, nothing ever came up as a red flag. There were no reasons to worry at all. All the doctor's appointments went great. So there was, I was excited about her ability to just keep and maintain the level of fitness that she wanted to.
McKenna.
So, go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to ask, at what point did you really start to feel your body changing, not just pregnancy wise, but like running wise? Was there any like wall that you hit or just like, I don't know if I could do this anymore?
Oh goodness, so many times. Yeah, in the beginning, there's like a huge decline because you're just exhausted. Like you haven't really gained much weight at all. And so hence why we thought I would be so slow, because I was like, I haven't even gained weight yet and I'm already running like this slow. And so yeah, there was kind of some walls there where I was running like 10-minute pace on some runs and crying and telling Mike to come pick me up because I was so tired. But I kind of just kept showing up, and second trimester rolled around, and again there was some moments where you get what's called round ligament pains. I don't know if you've heard of those with your wives, but it's like as your stomach is stretching, that ligament starts getting a lot of wear and tear on it. So it starts kind of this like stabbing pain. And so there were some runs where I was like, I don't know if this is okay. Things like that kept cropping up where I kind of would have to listen to my body and stop and rest for a sec and then get back to it.
So Mike, have you what's your fastest mile pace? Because forget the $100, but like I just admitted that I've never run 5:25. Your wife did it with a fucking baby inside of her. Like, have you ever beaten that just like at all?
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are like legit crazy runners. Like, kudos to you guys.
They're the Milers.
Yeah, exactly. The whole running was named after you guys. Like, I swear.
They changed it to a Y for copyright purposes, but mostly it was named after them.
So what's your fastest time then, Mike?
I think it was years ago. I haven't done it, but it was 5:02 or something like that. Yeah. But
nice.
I smell another $100 bet coming.
Gotta break 5 before I do it.
So let's go back to, or let's talk about, let's call it race day. Let's call it mile day. Mike, when did you decide I should probably document this with a video? Like, was she already into the run? Did she just start?
Yeah, she just started. So if you watch closely on the video, you'll notice that her grandmother had just fallen. So McKenna was pretty flustered. So I was out on my own run, and then when I was gonna come back and watch this mile, and I was running behind, literally, I guess. And so she was wanting to start with the rest of her team when they started, and she actually ended up starting like 2 laps later. and her grandmother had fallen. So she's like,
Well, and I usually don't have my phone on me, but I knew Mike wanted to watch. And so
Yeah.
I was calling him like, where are you? And then my mom called and was like, hey, where are you guys? We just need some help because your grandma's fallen. And we just want to have 4 people because my mom and my brother, who's a doctor, was already there with her and like made her comfortable. They just wanted us to come so there was more balance to pick her up. And so I was like, I'm like doing this mile right now. Should I just come right now? And they're like, no, like she's fine. She's comfortable. Like just come after you're done. And so, yeah, anyway, so that's why I was really flustered. And I was like, Mike, I got to start this mile because we got to go. And then he rolled.
And so your grandma, who was 30 miles away, you ran there in 6 minutes to see her and make sure she was okay. But she's doing okay, right?
Doing awesome.
Okay, good.
Actually, the first thing I thought of when you said your mom called, like I would have been like, I'm gonna be done in 5 minutes, so I'll be there when I'm done.
Exactly.
Also, I thought your grandmother fell like at the track for a minute. I was like, why was your grandmother there? What did
we
you?
had a whole fan base.
So after you do the video and you upload it, when did you start noticing like, oh crap, people are really paying attention to this?
Well, it took me a week to upload it because I was like, oh, I should put this on TikTok.
Well, and he had been documenting my pregnancy.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind
So
of.
if you scroll back in the timeline, she had like these crazy just laugh fests early in her first trimester.
That would turn into just crying,
Yeah,
bawling,
just
crying.
like huge emotion swings, like I caught it all on camera. So I had like 16,000 followers or something just from those videos.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I should put this one on TikTok, see what happens. And then I didn't open TikTok until like 5 or 6 hours later, and by then it had like 300,000 likes or something. So I showed McKenna, and she's like, "What?
Yeah.
What is this?"
Didn't know
Yeah.
people would be so interested.
And she laughed and she cried and then she was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Yeah.
I recorded that. We got some views from that.
We just parlayed that into more views and more followers. You guys are like social media king and queen too. Look at you.
And now your baby's an influencer. It's just
Yeah.
such a feel good story.
This got signed to Pampers.
Yeah. The video. Oh crap! I just had a question. Don't you hate when you have a question and you kind of just lose it? Oh, it was when you're running. You said you went through a lot of emotions. Did you go through the emotions while you were running? Like, did you ever have one of those? Not the main run, but like while you're running, did you ever just break into tears or like kind of?
Oh yeah.
Really? Does
Well,
it scare you?
No. I mean, I kind of expected it. I was just so much slower than before. And that was like a little depressing. I like feeling capable. And so it's hard when, I felt like some runs were just so slow. So yeah, that didn't scare me too much. I kind of just had to embrace it and let go of things and know that my fitness is looking like a little different than it might before.
I don't think it would scare me because I always cry when I run. So I think it's just going to be the same no matter what.
No matter what.
So always the same.
And so for you guys now, I mean, obviously it sounds like you guys are adjusting to being parents and all that good stuff. But how do you guys sneak in runs? Like if you had to give advice to new parents, I do not have children, so I will keep this on file for when I do. How do you guys find the balance to still be able to get your fitness in and be sane, afterwards?
I go, yeah, communication, yeah.
Communication's really big
And
deal.
scheduling.
Yeah.
Just like figuring out, well, first, actually, probably the best piece of advice we could give is like start sleep and feed training, like get your baby on the schedule.
Yeah.
And like there are tons of books that like teach different methods, but once you have that schedule, you can kind of work around that. So okay, the baby's going to be asleep at this hour, almost certainly, right? And for that hour, she goes running because I don't have nipples that produce milk. And I can
Wait,
go,
you don't?
no, I've tried.
Unfortunately not.
But yeah, so then I can kind of work around that. I wake up early or go later, and she basically goes when the baby's sleeping at this point.
Yeah. I think I'm very fortunate because Mike has a pretty flexible work schedule, and so I'm able to kind of sneak away when he has a spare hour. Yeah.
McKenna,
Nice.
what did that first run feel like not being pregnant?
Oh my gosh. So I just did strides first because I really tried to go slow back into things. And my hips flexors just felt like so free and so light. I had to stop myself. I did a ton of strides because it just felt so good and very light, a lot easy turnover, I guess you could say.
And then are you guys doing with, this whole pandemic stuff? I mean, are you doing any virtual races? Are you guys just running on your own? Like, what are you guys doing to kind of get your runs in, while you can, to kind of stay competitive and stay in shape?
I'm just in maintenance mode. Like the next race I have signed up for is next June. It's like just kind of maintain anything that I can during the winter. Luckily, running is not a sport that needs to be like that I have to get together against the law with like 500 other people. But running and biking are easy that way. But yeah, that's what I'm up to.
And I'm just trying to take it slow and build a pretty good base before I hopefully race some track races. Is kind of what I want to do. I don't know if you guys know that you can race track outside of college.
I didn't.
Yes. So that's still a thing. And so I'm just trying to build some mileage right now. And before I even really start workouts, which is like interval training stuff.
What advice would you give to women who are avid runners and have just gotten pregnant? Because I'm sure the first freak out moment is like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to run anymore.
Yeah. I got this advice from Des Linden. She's a marathoner.
Mm-hmm.
She said that you got to just keep showing up, which is a really cool advice, because when it goes bad and when you think, you're at the bottom, you're really not. If you just keep showing up the next day, like things will click eventually. And like that base isn't gonna just go away. So even if it's a slow day, like just keep showing up.
That's good dating advice too. Just keep showing up, just keep showing up and it'll eventually stick for you. Are you guys, so I know the races are so far like down the road in person, but I mean, McKenna, you've already done it. Is it Mike's turn to like run with the baby now for a full marathon? Like, is that what's coming next?
I'll give him the stroller and he can run with the stroller.
Yeah.
We actually, Nick, did we talk about it in a podcast or did I write about it? The guy who
No,
ran the
we
marathon.
did the 10 rules. Yeah.
No. Well, yeah. Okay. So the guy who ran the marathon with his 5 kids in a stroller.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The guy was crazy.
Yeah. He had 5 kids in a stroller and he ran a marathon.
That sounds like a clown car. They don't make 5 kids.
Yeah. It was like a specially made one. And like, I was just like thinking to myself, like, those poor kids went for 26 miles. Like, what do you do for 26 miles as a 2-year-old? I'm sure the ride is fun for a little bit, but
Yeah, like I think Chris's reaction was like, impressive, Dad, but more impressive kids who had like 3.5 hours in a stroller doing nothing. Like, what?
He had a diaper bag and everything, like full of stuff. It's like, come on, man.
Stop to make changes.
Yeah. Or he had people meeting him along the way. It was nuts.
You have those car games that you can just like maybe play in Uno and stuff.
Yeah. So Mike, that's on you. That's your next one. You're gonna run with the baby in a marathon.
I'll tell you when I have 5 kids.
Okay. Please don't. Just don't. I mean, you guys may be planning it, but as a father of 2, look, I'll give you the advice that someone gave me. So I have 2 kids. As a father of 2, I'll give you the advice that someone once gave me. 1 is great, 2 is like having 10, and 3 usually leads to divorce. And anything after that, you're just so crazy that you don't care.
After 3, they just start taking care of each other.
Yeah, basically, the oldest takes care of the youngest, and that's it. If you space them out right, you're fine.
I'm from a family of 5 kids. She's from a family of 7. So you're gonna have to check in with us in a few years.
Yeah.
And your parents are all still together?
Yep.
They're all still together.
Wow. Okay, so that guy was wrong that told me the advice.
So y'all are having at least 5. There you go.
That guy was wrong. Never take advice from a divorced man.
Real quick, McKenna, you wanted to talk about, well, both of you, let's talk about some outside projects you have going on. McKenna, you and I were briefly discussing in DMs. What are you working on? Do you remember?
Yeah.
So we're doing a beginning runners plan.
Okay.
For women, and it's for their mind, body, and soul kind of thing. Mental, emotional connection with running, and we're really excited about it because it's centered more on emotional intelligence, which running is like a big part of it, but it's also a lot about like the well-being of like self-talk and like mental aptitude. So and then of course, right, what you can do for your body, and not at the top of the plan it says this is not a weight loss program. And so we're working on that right now, and
Cool.
It's been really fun so far.
And Mike, is that something you're doing with her, or you got your own thing?
Anything you wanted to add about that?
Yeah, I'm just kind of helping with the marketing. I have a background in marketing and advertising, and so just like trying to make it real concise and something that other people can see value in.
That's awesome. Where can people find out more?
Sorry, we're lagging again.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We're all good. Where can people get more info?
Just on Instagram, right?
Yeah, probably just DM McKenna it's at Benz McKenz, BENZ MAKENZ.
Yeah, DM me about it, and I can talk to you about your running goals.
And the most important question, when does the baby hit the track?
As soon as we have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully she'll develop that.
Cool. Well, we look forward to seeing more from you guys, and good luck with the project, and good luck with the baby, and good luck with everything, and check in with us, every once in a while, so we know how everything's going. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks guys. Good luck.
And that brings another episode of We Run This to a close. Nick and I want to thank everybody for listening. If you love the podcast, please share it with friends or leave a review on iTunes. And remember to follow Nick and I on social media. He's at It's Nick Domingo, and I'm at Chris Illuminati on Twitter. Or follow us both on Instagram at WeRunThis_pod. Until next time, see everybody out there.